Love and light, everyone. Welcome to the Cleareview. I have two special guests with us today. They're going to introduce themselves and we're going to get into what the topic is of the day. We're going to start with my lovely lady to the left.
Hi, my name is Aisha Roll. Most people may know me as Snatch by Star, Profile Swim, or Ice Cream Designs.
Before you continue, you could break down your businesses. You could walk through
so Profile Swim is my swimwear line. It's a unisex swimsuit line catering to men, women, and kids. Snatch by Star is my wig line. So you can look me up on Instagram on all three of my platforms. Ice Cream Designs is my graphics company. So logos, invitations, monograms, anything you can think of, I can do for you.
Now I need you to tell me, because you have a lot going on. I need you to tell me a little bit about what motivated you to start all of those. Because some things you've been doing from a child, some things you pick up as you go to school, meet different people. So just give us a little bit of background on how you got started on those.
Well, I got started with my first baby is Snatch. So
yeah, you was doing hair from a long time in Canada and college and everything.
Yeah. So I would have started. Well, I established Snatch in 2016. So November 30th would make me 4 years in business.
Okay.
But in 2012, I cut off all my hair. I was in university in Canada. Mom was going through chemo.
Okay.
So I went through that process with her.
Right.
And child, I got back in Canada and Asia couldn't catch her hair. So I had to start.
That's why y'all was doing each other hair?
Yes, but it wasn't no hair to catch.
Right.
So I just...
wait, I'm not to cut you off, but you did that to go through that journey with your mommy?
Yeah.
Oh, that was really sweet. Very considerate.
So, I had to try to figure something out, so I got, them stocking, the tights.
Hold on.
The stocking tights, like the seat.
No.
And you stick it up in the because like when, well, I don't know if you know, but some people like use the stockings to keep up their braids and stuff like.
No, I not. I never knew that.
So growing up,
I never knew that.
I have an uncle who hair was like super long, and he always used to use stockings to like keep his hair up and
okay. You mean like almost like a satin cap to like
right? Okay, this is before like the satin cap.
Okay.
Right. So I always knew that stocking cap. Like the ponte feet,
right?
It was like strong. So I used to like stitch them up and then just glue or sew the wig, and that's how I got into making wigs. But then, of course, you go research and do the professional way. And I just started sewing it for myself. Some of the girls that were still in school with me, and then some of my friends once I moved back home in 2015, and I actually got bullied. By my group of friends, they was like, "Why don't you just start a business?" I'm like, "No, I can do for y'all. I don't."
Right, because you wasn't thinking you were doing it. You had to do it.
Right, I had to. Mind you, I like doing it. It never was a task. Like I have friends that can sew too, but it was always I can drop this off for you to do because I ain't interested in doing it. Just tell me what my bill is. But I said, okay, I did it, and it's been going strong ever since.
Okay, so that's one.
That's one.
Okay, give us another one.
So Profile Swim,
which I love so much, and thank you again. I got 2 swimsuits from you earlier this year that I did yoga in one, and I went to an event in one, and I got so much compliments on them.
And
I'm sure a lot of people got followed you and stuff like that because they're trying to figure out where is this, they never heard about it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So we are online based right now. I have my website up. That's profileswimbah.com. No storefront just as yet. We're coming soon. We're still in the infant stages because I launched in March, but of course COVID has been a factor to deal with for the entire year. But the reason why I started Profile was it was always hard to shop locally.
Yeah.
For the average baby woman, size medium.
Yeah.
Or large. For me, it always was a task. Like I gotta go order from Amazon or these other sites Forever or whatever just to find a swimsuit for myself. So I'm like, okay, this is a niche that a market that's not being fulfilled. So if not, why not? And then even with like my brothers or cousins or even my partners, like, you really want to go spend $70 on a swim trunk every time you like, because I mean Polo Nautica, they do awesome, like their stuff nice, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like it's too much money to spend on
It is.
one
I mean,
item.
you want to treat yourself sometime.
Yeah, but you come on, like a swim trunk, you're gonna be, and we live in the Bahamas, so you're going to the beach or on the boat or these.
Be always on the beach or on the waters.
Thank you. You island hopping or something, and then two dudes don't just wear swim trunks to the beach. They throw on their slippers and their.
Listen, you said that right. And when I've been on your Instagram and I saw just you have a lot of men wearing a lot of these, which you have on here. And
yes, the rash guards.
The rash, that's what you call the rash guards. And I was just so surprised to see like men really do feel more comfortable indoors. And you think about it, people who go boating all the time, they always wear those because they feel more protected.
Even when they on the land, they wear it. Like dudes will be sitting. Well, when we could have gone outside, guys used to be to the bar and just
chilling in them.
They are comfortable.
After I saw your brand of your line of them, I swear I start seeing them more and more. Yeah.
Because people like them. It's comfortable. I work out in them. And it helps me not sweat that much because it protects you from the sun and all of that too. So take good for everything.
Nice. Okay, give me a last one.
And the last one is ice cream design. So in high school, I used to do like collages and graphics and stuff like that. I fell off. I want to say like right before I graduated, and it's just like I just ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Then in dealing with my businesses on social media and having to create content so much, it was just like okay, I kind of forced myself back into it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't feel like work to me either.
Yeah.
So I wasn't necessarily go pay somebody to go. Oh, I need a logo. Or I need Now one of my logos. Shout out to Jake Custom Designs. That's my go-to. Like Jake would do most of my logos for me. But I have started like doing my own logos for other people, and when it comes to profile, all the graphics, the website, that's all me.
Nice.
Snatch website is dropping soon, but that's all me as well. So it's
I love to hear that so much. You know why? Because people just never know. They may look and assume certain things, but you are literally behind the scenes of everything that you're doing, and that's a big deal for me. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Tell everyone where they can find you, all of your Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Tell everyone how they can find you.
So Instagram and Facebook profile swim. On both, that's PROFILE SWIM, and then Instagram for Snatch by Star is Snatch SNATCHED by BYSTARR_, and on Facebook it's just Snatch by Star. Ice Cream Designs on Instagram is _ice cream designs, and for the website for profile it's again profileswimbh.com.
Awesome, nice. That was a mouthful. Boss lady, that's what you call a boss chick, okay? This is what you call a boss. What you say, Judah? That's what you call a boss lady.
Definitely.
Making moves through the pandemic, still making moves. I salute.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you.
Judah, you can let us know a little bit about what you have going on. Let people know who you are. They don't know. They don't know who you is. I don't know where they be.
Under a rock.
Okay. But
You don't know.
let everyone know who you are, where they can find you. Just, I guess, a little bit about what you got going on right now.
Okay, so my name is Judah. Birth name Judah Seymour. They call me Judah the Lion. JUDAHTHALION, one word on everything. And I do music. I make music. I also cook on the side in the daytime. I've been doing music since 2010. And I started off like strictly reggae. I started a band the same year called The Truth.
This year?
Well, no, 2010.
That year.
Yeah,
Okay.
that year. And The Truth is still a reggae band, but we do. But I started to like fuse different genres because like when I started, culture was really still very popular.
Right, yeah.
Like artists like Sizzler, Gentleman, and the like, you know what I mean?
2025, all of them was around.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was like my style, that's like the style that like sort of birthed my musical style because like I wasn't really confident in my singing skills per se.
Okay.
And I was like, like I heard a lot of reggae artists that like they might have the strongest voice, but they have a powerful delivery.
Right.
And you know what I mean, the message and all that stuff I was like keen on, so I sort of adopted that, and then through that, I found my own style and started becoming more confident and skillful in my style and my approach. So, yeah, and then with performing with the band and stuff like that, I gained more confidence on the stage and stage presence and all that good stuff. So I just grew from there, and then through collaborations with like different artists. I started with DP's records, So Serious, shout out So Serious, and Ducky and all those from DP's records, and then just started collaborating with different artists like Twin Them and stuff like that.
Love them. Yeah. Shout out to Twin Them.
Shout out Twin Them, and just started like just experimenting and just gaining a following, you know what I mean, and it's been on since that.
So, are you one of those people who were like singing from they were a child, or is it something that you always did, and at a certain point it was just activated? Because sometimes you get some you don't know them all. So, how long have you been like actually in it and like singing? Like, when did you realize that you had a connection to this gift?
Well, I definitely always been singing around the house and stuff like that, making up jingles and stuff like that.
Okay,
and,
so let's create little stuff then.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how you know.
Yeah, and then I joined I went to Temple Christian, shout out TC, boop, boop, and and I joined the choir in 7th grade, 7th and 8th grade. I was in the choir from those 2 years, and then it was like like learning how to harmonize and different things. So shout out Mr. Tomlinson for teaching us how to like find harmonies and create melodies and stuff like that. But I kind of like put it in the back of my head. Like I never thought like I really had like that sort of skill, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was more focused on acting actually.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did a lot of like dramas in school and stuff like that, and I did stage plays at BFM.
Is it still something that you like want to pursue?
Yeah,
Okay.
like definitely. I feel like it's like you said, like it's like latent talent. You know what I mean? You just feel like it's something you can't. It's something you always seem to like fall into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I always find myself in opportunities to display my acting skills as well as like all my other talents and stuff like that. So
that's awesome. I love stories like Judo because it's organic, it's authentic, it's natural. Like there's something he's been doing, even if he didn't know. Like there's something that he actually wanted to make of his life. Like there's something that he's been doing. So salute to you too.
yes, blessings.
All right, so we're going to get straight into the question. So the concept of this platform is to strike thought-provoking conversations. So you guys know the topic. I sent it to you. The topic is toxic relationships. Dun, dun, dun. I have tailor-made questions for each of you. Now, these are things that all of us have either been through or seen before. Toxic relationships. They are everywhere. They are in the workplace, in relationships, in family. They are everywhere. But we have persons who don't know when they are in toxic relationships. Some of them are the toxic person. Some people don't know. So this is what we're going to break down. So I want you to listen to the questions, answer as full as you can, and depending on what direction we're going, because some questions are going to bring a little bit of conversation.
Okay.
You're the first runner-up, beautiful lady. And I want you, in your own opinion, to define toxic relationships. What would you consider to be a toxic relationship? Your definition.
Okay, so a toxic relationship, I think, could be any relationship, like you said, partner, family, friend, where it's heavily one-sided, where you find yourself constantly pouring and giving into this person, but you never, there's no reciprocity whatsoever. Relationships where you feel like you're constantly having to prove yourself to this person. Any relationship that makes you feel unworthy. Girl. Yeah, like, and any relationship where you just cannot be your 100% authentic self has some level of toxicity in there.
That's perfect.
That was
the definition. I can't even go back and forth about it because that was the definition. Perfect. I don't even have to take that over to Judah. That was perfect.
All right, good.
Judah, why do you think some people can't tell when they are in toxic relationships?
I feel like a lot of times you looking outward. You know what I mean? It's hard to look in the mirror sometimes and see something you've been living with like since you've known yourself and since you've come into like adulthood or maturity or whatever. It's like, you know what I mean? Like you could feel the expressions you make on your face, but you can't look and see yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of times it takes an outside perspective to help you learn more about yourself.
Facts, and I've seen it so much. I want to add to that a little bit though, because the question was like, why do people not know or can't tell when they are in toxic relationships? But what I want to add to that is we have normalized toxic relationships so much that people don't know when they are in toxic relationships. Because if we then say Yanni do it and Grammy do it and everybody else do it, and
that's the norm.
It's normal. So that means we don't always know, and that's why you see persons who are fighting every day and that's a toxic relationship, and they can't. You tell them, why y'all fighting every day? These are this what we do.
Yeah.
This our norm, but it's unacceptable and it's not okay. So good answer. Your own Aisha. Is it possible to have toxic relationships with family?
Child. Absolutely though. Absolutely.
Okay.
I think if you really think about it, your first set of toxic relationships probably are with your family
You
members.
must read. Yes, ma'am.
Because I mean, these the people who you would have grown up with, grown up around. Some of your first friends, but yeah, shucks, yeah.
So
I love my sisters. I love my family. Just saying. But no, there is like absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And again, let me just say this for the viewers and for everybody. This is about honest conversations.
Yeah.
Honest. We're not holding back. You know why? Because we've done it for too long in our society. So this is about, like I said, thought-provoking, but awareness and solutions at the same time. So yes, family, we love you friends, but we have to be honest. We have to stand on our truth, because this is about helping ourselves and helping others. So we can keep it 100, we can keep it 1,000 actually. And I like that one better.
But see, you know why too? With family, it's maybe even a little bit more hectic, or I mean, a little bit more difficult to admit. It's because because that's my cousin, I can't really. Versus a friend, like you got a friend, but I will uncousin a cousin.
And see, the thing is, right? I love how you said, but it's so true, because we look at the title and the connection to the person.
So I can't.
This is my good auntie who raised me. Yeah, she's cursed me every week, but she ain't
That's just her.
That's just her.
Yeah.
No. So
you just got to get to know her. If you know her, you know that's how she go. No, it's not acceptable.
We make those same excuses, and what does that do? Enable them.
Yeah.
And it makes the situation worse. Because they know the child is how I talk and that's how I go. But is that really okay? It's not okay, because if your family, the closest people to you,
can't correct you,
made that okay for you, think about when they get into the real world. Who would check them? That's why when you see certain people go on jobs, they can't work because they've never been used to getting checked or being told about their behavior, their toxic behaviors, or whatever the cycle is. Next question. I have a little scenario for you, Judah. All right. Layla makes breakfast for her husband every morning before work, right? Every day. And every day, he finds something wrong with it and always complains and blames her for doing a terrible job. This completely breaks her spirit and ruins the entire day. Why is Layla staying somewhere she's not appreciated, Judah?
Why is Layla staying somewhere she's not appreciated?
Layla may be watching, so let's help Layla understand.
Why is she staying?
I'll read it again.
Yes.
I'll read it again. Layla makes breakfast for her husband every morning before work. Every day, and I mean every day, he finds something wrong with it and always complains about something and blames her for doing a terrible job. This completely breaks her spirit and ruins the day for her. Why is Layla staying somewhere that she is not appreciated?
Maybe Layla feels that she needs that validation. Like,
big word, key word.
Yeah, until she can like overcome what she feels like is something that's a problem internally, like something like she's doing wrong.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at it as, okay, maybe definitely something is going on with the husband.
Right.
You know what I mean? To make him project onto her what he feels is an issue. She'll like never overcome what's going on mentally, which is you know what I mean, like that need for external validation.
Yes. Yeah. Great answer. Aisha, you wanna add a little bit to Layla's situation? Do you know Layla?
I know Layla.
Oh God.
I'm
sure, and guess what? Everyone knows a Layla.
We do.
Everyone
we all
knows
do.
a Layla. So.
The first thing that came to my mind was Layla may have self-esteem
Ooh,
issues.
that's the root, isn't it?
Yeah. So
That's
it may
the
be a
root.
situation where this the best thing she buck up on, and she just locked down on it, not realizing it was better out there. So I think it's just a matter of, and then too, like you don't know if Layla has a life outside of this man.
Yeah.
So if that's her world there, where's she really going?
That's true.
You don't have no friends to, shoot stuff off on or saying, girl, this what he doing, or even family to lean on. So when you channeled yourself into a man and just whatever he does, you accept.
Yeah.
You ain't got nowhere to go.
That was a read. All I was a read.
My heart goes out to the Laylas though.
And guess what? Like I said, we all have a Layla.
Yeah.
We all have a Layla. And that's why we're having these conversations to bring awareness. I want to add to that, like you said, it's definitely self-esteem. And the presence of self-love is definitely not there. Because if you know that you commit yourself to doing something for someone you love every day, and you don't get a thank you, even if you burn the eggs or the toast, this person is still doing something for you.
Yes.
And you can't show the smallest piece of gratitude.
That's
now, if I was Layla's cousin, I would know what's going on with you. Layla.
Why are you still cooking for him?
Layla, why are you still here? But that's a topic for another day. But realistically, like, this is someone who goes through this every day. Who does the best they could, puts their all into something and doesn't get any kind of reciprocity back, doesn't get any confirmation that this person loves me or cares about me, but they still do it. So how can you pour into something that does not pour back into you?
Well.
Okay. Let's move on to another one. Aisha, how much times, and I mean how much times, is verbal abuse accepted before it's considered to be toxic? I'll read that again. I know she got it, but I can read it one more time. How much times is verbal abuse accepted before it is considered toxic?
I want to say once.
I mean, what?
Because
another number?
No, because no. Listen, I almost said never.
Right.
But I said once because, all right, you might have been having a bad day and I can see if this a pattern or not. But even after that, the spot you had yesterday, we could talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I ain't asleep that night because I could be up thinking about that. But it's just, I honestly feel like verbal abuse, not that it's better, not one is better or worse, but you being verbally abusive and, some people know where to hit you.
And see, that brought me, I wanted to ask that because I wanted to talk about a little bit about verbal abuse in relationships, right? Whether that's, no matter the level of relationship. But you find that when couples argue sometimes, let's say it's really hard about something, and it literally gives me goosebumps when I hear women call men on their name. Like, that's something I despise.
Yeah.
When men do it to women too, But I hate to hear anybody call on their name, especially when what they're arguing about or disagreeing about ain't even that serious.
Right.
We can always agree to disagree. Why I gotta be this B or this PAN? I know y'all know.
I know exactly.
Okay. And why gotta get to that? And the thing is, some women know where they hit below the bed. They know
exactly.
Right there.
And child.
And then some men know too. But what I want to say is, like you were saying earlier just now, like Verbal abuse is no better than physical abuse, vice versa, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're both toxic and terrible. But does it make it better or does it help the situation when, yeah, you're going off and you're mad about something, but why not take a minute and, especially when you're talking to someone you love, you can't just go to resort to calling them all the PANs and all
then
of
saying
these
sorry later.
and how you want, this person feels like this is how you view them. Like, so you really think that's a PN? That's what you really think over here. After y'all then makeup and everything, you still think that. So we have to be very selective about the words we use and how we want to express ourselves when we're angry.
Yeah.
And listen, I never make an excuse for verbal abuse because that don't have nothing to do with me as an individual. I can never make you so mad that you want to call me that. That's something that you have going on within yourself that you need to check. Maybe your dad needs to talk to you like that. Maybe that's from domestication. One of your teachers, someone used to talk to you like that, where you feel like when you get upset, you can talk to somebody like that. So we don't encourage verbal abuse. The team, no verbal abuse, right?
No verbal abuse.
Okay. No kind of abuse, but
No, absolutely.
verbal abuse.
No.
Oh, okay. All right, Judah. Even if the relationship isn't all that bad, but one of the members, for whatever reason, lost interest. If they stay together, is that still considered to be toxic? I'll read that again. Even if the relationship isn't all that bad, meaning there ain't no verbal abuse, ain't no fighting, everything cool. One of the people just probably, they just ain't there no more for whatever reason. They tap out for whatever reason. What I want to know is the relationship considered toxic if they stay together? Even if the relationship isn't all that bad, meaning even if no one cheated, there wasn't any kind of, nothing happened, everything was fine, but one of the persons may have lost interest for whatever reason. Is this relationship still considered toxic if they stay together? Even though they ain't all that bad. But one of the people just ain't really in it like that no more.
Well, I mean, feelings change. We human. We go through seasons and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's a high possibility for it to become toxic. But it's not necessarily inherently toxic just off of the fact that someone lost interest because they could regain interest.
Right.
But if they don't, then I feel like that should be something that's expressed. And if it can't move beyond that, then I feel like that relationship should end before it turns toxic.
Absolutely, because I do see a lot of the times, one person is trying to save the relationship, and another person like, it is what it is. Like they just thread along, but.
I hear a lot of females say that they mentally leave their partner before.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's the first way you leave. That's the big toe then.
And
that's what that means.
That's how you know. Once you mentally check out,
Listen,
you got about a month and a half, 2 months with me.
All that? I mean, guess what? Depending on the individual. Depending on the woman for real. But once we mentally check out, we done. Like and most of the time it ain't no return. Because women is physically leave, but don't mentally leave, which is help them back in situations that they ain't business in.
Back and forth.
But when a woman mentally leave,
that's it.
Delia wrote that note. That one finished.
I think when we mentally leave, like we have tried everything we could try. We sure about this.
Yeah.
I didn't give you a rope. Now you hang yourself with it, and I gotta go.
Right, and then at the same time with this particular question, I feel like it's toxic if you and I are together and for some reason I lost interest, but we're still trying to hold on. I feel like it's toxic for us to stay together and for us not to be honest about it, about you just wanting to keeping me for whatever reason, and for me just feeling bad, and I don't want to let you down, I don't want to hurt your feelings. But it gets worse if we stay together because I know I don't really want to be here. And I really don't want to be here. You want me here more than I want to be here. So that gets toxic because me and you, our energy ain't in it the same way. It's not equal. So that means your hard working more than mine. That's why I consider it to be toxic. I think it's best to just leave.
Yeah.
Leave.
But see, that's where communication comes in though.
Yeah.
And I find a lot of the times people just don't know how to communicate. And I would tell anybody that I'm dating, once Aisha no longer suits you, let me know.
Let me know.
So I could go and you could go.
Know.
Everything cool. I don't have no bad blood.
Exactly.
We could go. But if you trying to keep me here while you figure out what you could, no, we can figure this out together.
Yeah.
So let me know. So okay, everything cool.
Yeah.
You about your business. I see you.
And I feel like, especially when you really value and appreciate somebody, you don't do that to them.
No.
If you love them, even though y'all ain't have that romantic love
no more.
If y'all start the right way, y'all should have the platonic love. That should always outweigh everything else.
That should be the foundation.
So if that's our foundation, and I say, listen, Judah, like, I love you and I'll always love you and appreciate you. We love our friendship, but right now, I don't know where I want to be. And to stay with you is gonna make us worse. And if you love me and if I love you, we could always understand that, and if we're meant to be, then we'll get back together. Mm-hmm. But if you know someone is not certain about them, where they want to be with you, it's a waste of time to think that you can do something to get them to stay.
And a lot of the times too, it doesn't necessarily fall on you. You know, that person just may not know what they want to do with themselves.
Exactly. I don't know where I want to be right now.
This just don't feel right. Right.
We go through different things, and it's natural for people to fall out of love because a year ago you may have thought you wanted something in a man and use a whole brand new improved woman.
Hello.
You may have some other things, other qualities that you demand
now
from a man now, right?
Correct.
So everyone is elevating change. So maybe that happened, but when we don't communicate, when we don't say these things, and when we try to make these decisions amongst our personal self, not even with the person we with, that's when the toxic can start right there. And it gets worse from there.
Agreed.
All right, a few more questions and we're wrapping up, y'all. All right.
Oh, God.
Who do I have this for?
Well, I was due the question just now.
This is yours. The Adeleys will be celebrating their 10th wedding anniversary next year. Mrs. Adele has been unhappy with Mr. Adele for years, but decided to stay together for the children. The children are now grown and have went off to school and married and have their own lives now, but they are still together. What advice would you give to Mrs. Adele?
Leave them alone. The children, I understand some people like trying to, stick things out for the kids because they want to wait until they're not at an impressionable age, and before they split, they want their kids to be grown in a household with 2 parents, and even I just saying I understand. I ain't say I agree.
Yeah.
But they grown, they have their own family. What you still hold on to this man? You waiting for him to dad to get the stuff what you all didn't build together? No, you do have some women that we didn't invest so much together.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to split this house, and so express how you're feeling to Mr. Adley. But if y'all been together this long, you should know each other. So he should know that she really ain't into nothing.
Exactly.
There had to been some type of change over the years.
Of course.
Where he knows what's going on.
Of course.
So the two of y'all wasting each other time.
And what I want to talk about a little bit though with this is because you're persons who are Mrs. Adley and Mr. Adley, and they have young children too, and still stay together, stay in a toxic cycle. And I want to say cycle because it's always happening and it always repeats itself. I talk about every time this happened, this has happened, and it's getting worse every single time. So it's a toxic cycle. Women and men, because women could be the toxic ones as well. But staying in these relationships, in these connections, just for children, I want to let y'all know that makes everything worse. It actually spills over to the children.
Right.
Because children see everything. They see everything. Deeper than seeing everything, they feel everything. So they may not always know what they see. They may not always see mommy and daddy mad, but what they can feel that energy. They can feel mommy upset and daddy ain't talking to mommy and this one mad and this and that. So how is it really fixing your family or keeping your family together if your toxic cycle still continues in front of your children? All you're doing is making their lives worse. You know why? Because that's baggage. At some point, they have them up. So now they dealing with things that ain't their problem.
No.
So I know you want to keep your family together, but the whole image thing is another thing people try to keep. Oh, we done been married for this X amount of years, so we have these businesses and these establishments and we travel the world, but y'all don't sleep in the same room. Let's talk about that. Because a lot of that is happening. Why are we acting like it ain't happening?
Why are we living
And
for
why
other people?
Why are we, like you said, why are we living for people?
Why are we living for people?
Why are we just so, because see, people create an image about their lives that they want people to believe, not what they want for themselves, you know. So when you work so hard to create an image that you want people to believe, when the pieces start falling out of the puzzle now, everyone's business in it because it was made for them anyway. They made it for them. Why do you think people stay places that they are unhappy? That is why right there. Because I don't want none of y'all to see how I then put my all into this and now it ain't, because I show y'all I wasn't human. Because we's going to walking like we perfect and we're not. If people was more humble and honest about, you know something, yeah, we used to get it, but it didn't work out. To be better parents to our children. That's what I say do it for. If we leave each other, we leave it so we can have a good co-parenting relationship. And then our children ain't gotta see us fighting. And they still don't have to worry, yeah, they don't grow up in a 2-parent home, but a 2 toxic parent home. Let's talk about that. Mommy and daddy toxic?
But what if the kids beg them to stay together?
Kids will do that because kids don't understand.
They don't understand. They don't know any better though.
Let's say we have a child, what our child have to do with whatever me you have going on before the child reach? Nothing at all. So kids, especially when they love their parents a lot and they love to see them together, of course they gonna want mommy stay with daddy stay with mommy, but is it healthy?
No.
If daddy ain't happy and daddy have another girlfriend or whatever else he have going on, and mommy probably got the same thing going on too, and then y'all hate coming home to each other, why we staying together? Why we don't separate so we could save the little bit of friendship we have with each other to be good parents to our child?
Agreed. Okay.
And this is the last question, and we're going to wrap up toxic relationships. Okay? Well, sorry, 2 more questions. Judah, if you had a toxic family member, and let me give y'all an example because you're in it and you don't know. You have a cousin who's call you every Friday. He know you get paid. Every Friday that check land, Judah. He calling you. You don't hear from him until Friday. Because he only calling you for the little thing. Every time he get this money from you, he's tell you, hey Judah, you know, things tough on my side, man. You know, I got it right now. Right? He didn't do it 4, 5, 6 times. But now, it's the pandemic. Judah got to save me money too. How do you confront a situation like that without... No, I can leave it like that. How do you confront a situation like that?
Well, I mean, if he feel comfortable enough to approach me on a financial tip, I could feel comfortable to be honest.
Yeah.
And like say, let him know what's going on. Like, hey, I noticed this pattern. You know?
So you were telling me notice the cycle, the pattern.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
That's real.
So he understands the role he plays
exactly
in his own situation. You know what I mean? And so what's like when they giving you this money, what you doing with it? Like, and what are you doing to get to the point where you self-sustain?
Can I ask you something? Now I say you do this but 5, 6 times. Every Friday. Exactly. Do you blame yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I enable him to come and feel comfortable enough to, you know, and then I provide him with.
That's where I wanted to get. Because, okay, we enable it. We do. And then we get tired. And then the person like, why you get tired? You've been doing this all this time. Me every Friday, I get $20 from you. It's like the 8th time. You on the roll. But
You
we
should
enable
know
us.
it's coming.
We enable us because guess what? You're not helping somebody else, you know. But when you know someone is using you, and then that's your cousin you grow up with, who you know all your life. You know him all your life. That's your boy. You will let him down at the same time, but that's a toxic relationship. And he's taking advantage of you. And a lot of us go through that all the time. So I want you to tell anyone who's watching right now, but what advice would you give to anybody who is in a toxic relationship with a close family member? You know, they don't want to hurt their feelings and all of this, but this is taking a toll on them in their lives. What advice would you give to someone who trying to get out of that kind of cycle in that situation?
Well, I mean, be honesty is the best policy, right? Be honest upfront about how you feel about it. You know, if you confront them and then they feel a way about it, you know they don't have your best interest in the first place. So depending on their reaction, you know, you definitely know you're doing the right thing by being honest, confronting them about it. And if the behavior changes, then like, hey, they was just that's just they realize their mistake and they're willing to make the steps to change it and fix things.
Right.
But if not, then that's not a relationship you need to be continuing.
Cousin or not, right?
Cousin or not.
Because we don't realize that family can be toxic. The closest people to us can be that, especially when they know we have a big heart for them and we love them. They know we can do everything and anything for them, and people use it to their advantage.
Yeah.
So we just want you to be more aware of that. Last question is for beautiful Miss Aisha. What advice would you have to anyone watching right now who does not know the first step to walking out of a toxic relationship? What is the advice you give a young man or a young woman or old man or an old woman who's been in a toxic cycle and pattern for so many years and they actually want to end this suffering? What are the steps or advice what you give to them?
Put yourself first. Time to get selfish.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be my advice. For too long, you've allowed people to use and abuse you, essentially. So it's time to put yourself first, worry about you, and let the chips fall where they may.
Yes, I love it. So I want to thank both of you once again for being here. This was so much fun. We will definitely be doing this again. I'm going to return y'all on the panel. But let everybody know where they can find you again, Judah.
Judah the Lion, JUDAHTHALION, at Judah the Lion on everything: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, all the social.
Email to right?
Email is bookthallion, BOOKTHALION @gmail.com.
And do you do events? Do you do anything like
that?
Yeah,
I do events. I do both solo and with my band, The Truth 242. So yeah, hit us up.
Wonderful. So if y'all know about Judah, now quarantine, y'all have distance with Judah and his band, and
Yes.
you haven't ran your people.
Yes.
But if y'all love to book Judah, I've heard Judah sing live. It's amazing. He's amazing, and I love someone who's authentic to their craft. And Aisha, one more time, tell everyone where they can find you.
That's plenty.
Give us that one more
My
time.
personal. Okay, so it is Profile Swim. Is all these are Instagram. Profile Swim. Snatched by Star, 2 R's _ Ice Cream Designs is _ Ice Cream Designs, and my personal page is _ STARR.XO on Instagram.
Awesome. So love and light, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. And this was the Cleareview. And remember, everything starts and ends with you. See you next week. Love and light, everyone. My name is Piaget, and welcome to the Cleareview. Episodes come out each and every Friday. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. The handles will be somewhere on the screen. This is the Clearview, where everything starts and ends with you. If you would like to advertise your business or your platform, be sure to email us at theclearview242